So for those who have been asking updates with the fundraising for Archie, we're here with Luke Fink today to explain exactly what happened and the updates to this beautiful track. As you can see, the concrete is finally laid, but I'll let Luke explain what happened and what he did to fix it.
You say finally, it happened really fast. G'day guys, I'm Luke Fink from Archerfield Drift Park. You also might know me from a YouTube. If you don't, go subscribe, Luke Fink. But basically, the track was starting to break up because we had a bunch of bad weather. Unfortunately, our great neighbours here at the airport have absolutely terrible drainage and have no interest in the world of fixing it. So we had a lot of issues with the bottom end of the track just breaking to pieces and overall just like making my life bloody miserable. But for me as a business owner, it didn't financially make sense for me to just like shell out all the money for this, where I could have just fixed it for, you know, say a third of the price. But I wanted to sort of get people's like involvement, and a few of the guys told me to start up a GoFundMe, and it was probably more just case of trying to like see where we're at and if the support was there to help at all. And I think we ended up raising like 15 grand, so thank you so much to everybody that did donate to that. But at that point I sort of knew we had the support, you know, and everybody was insanely positive about it. So I ended up grabbing another $85,000 straight out of my pocket and literally got it done. Like I said, it happened really quick. I think we had the GoFundMe going for like 2 weeks, and at that point I was like, no, I'm pulling the trigger, let's get it done. And within, I would say, a week, the track was getting dug up, and I think that the whole thing got done in 5 days. So it was just insane. We had all the ground built up to add the bank. Like, it just happened insanely fast, and the finished product is just unbelievably cool. We kind of got screwed because it got finished and we only got to run 2 events, and then we got closed down because of COVID. At that point I had a mild heart attack because I just spent all of our money on getting this done. But we are back open now, so things are starting to look somewhat better. But as far as being able to drive it, everybody's feedback, it has been phenomenal. Not a single person doesn't, what's not to like? It's super fun. I guess it's concrete, yeah, so it's a different consistency to the asphalt. So the concrete is fantastic from a point of view of even when it's wet, it's still super grippy. So the rest of the course being asphalt still in the wet, it's a little bit slippery, but man, when you get onto this concrete, the car just like takes off and you can drive it as if it was dry. And in the dry, it's sort of about the same, but because it's banked, the car like settles down and like really hooks around that bank corner, and it's such a, man, it's fun. Like, I tell you what, it's so much fun. And we get guys like, you know, and you see people come in for the first time, and actually takes them a little bit of trust to be able to work out how to drive the bank, because there's so much grip from the car compressing. It's like downforce, so they get in there and the car like compresses down, and you know, that corner used to be first gear for a lot of cars, where now it's like top of second. Some guys are like, they literally grab second for like a tiniest bit and then straight back into third gear. So the speed you can hold because of the bank is just unbelievable. And then once we had all that done, we had an artist come down and go absolutely nuts, dressing the place up with a bunch of graffiti. So I guess as crappy as COVID's been and the downtime, it allowed us to, like, you know, roll this shit up in there basically and make it look good. You know, there's only so good concrete and stuff can look, but with all the artwork around the place, I think it's just livened it all up. And I think last night we had a beginner night. We had over 40 beginners here, and that to me just screams to me that drifting is like going places still. You know, people, you always see people, oh, is it dying, is it this, is it that, man? But we have a beginner night with literally 40 beginners out here, all like a massive chunk of those guys were drifting for the very first time, and like that's just 40 new drifters in the sport. So for that, to me, is like just unbelievably cool, and I'm just stoked to be able to open the doors and have drifting. Shut up!
Trying to film here,
We got noise restrictions, yeah? We get noise restrictions here at the drift park. That thing is loud as hell. So mate, it's come here and experience it. Even as a spectator, it's phenomenal. As you can see, the fence is literally like on the wall, so there's like by far the best place in Australia you can get for like proximity. You literally leave this place with rubber in your ears and eyes and hair, and it's unbelievable. Like, it's such a cool place to be, and I love it.
Just go for a quick walk and show them all what it. So all the graffiti that was done.
Yeah, we had a guy called Liam from Full Lock Art, or Full Lock Bonnets he calls himself, who came and did all the artwork. He wasn't doing bonnet artwork as a business, but after seeing all the work he did here, like even over here with the Mang Mang Limmy Bang, all of that sort of stuff, I'm like, dude, you need to like make a business out of this and start doing bonnets and things like that. And he's done it now, so I'm super stoked. So if you are in the Brisbane area, it's Full Lock Bonnets. He's actually done a sign up there for himself, but hit him up if you want like under your bonnet done, or even like you got Cheech and Chong's car over there that you can go check on your way out. He did the bonnets on their cars, and it's just unreal.
And those good looking shirts are from lukefink.com, in case you're wondering. Part of the 86 car, for those that haven't watched the channel.
I need to do a shirt for this.
You do. And here's the
freshly finished.
And here's the 370 that he's building up.
Prototype GK Tech lock kit on there. No one's got that yet, so I've been testing it out for the guys. Unreal. Shockworks coilovers, things just mad. I love it. It's actually a sick car.
So you've got more graffiti along here.
Graffiti's looking a bit rough here because everyone makes good use of this wall for nice big entries running the back end along the wall, as you can see. I think it's very suiting because that's about where you lift off the throttle. So you literally get you throw the entry, car obviously on the way in, boom, pow, bam, crash, hopefully not smash. So, nah, this part of the wall, when he came to me with the idea for this, I was like, that's amazing, like, you have to do it. And yeah, there's an interesting one over here actually. So this one's interesting because my friend Joe was coming backwards around the track, and he crashed into the stairs. And we've always made fun of him, just saying, you know, you need to turn left, Joe, you need to turn left. And I begged him, I was like, you need to like put that on this wall as well. And yeah, when Joe saw it, he cracked up laughing. This is just a piece he did for himself. And then he's got his, oh, there you go, it's full lock bonnet arts. That one on the side of the container there. So that's his, he's got a Facebook page and stuff. And yeah, he did all of that. Like, it's super rad. You can tell, like, the bank we're on now, I guess it turned out way more gnarly than I even hoped. And for us, we don't have banked corners in Australia, so for Australia this is sick. Somewhat normal for the States, but for us, I think this ends up being 120 centimeters higher than down there.
Wow.
It's like a 10-degree bank, and it's like over, I think it's about 10 meters wide here as well, so super wide. And you can see by the marks, no one's even using all of this up here, so everyone sort of stays down there. And
videos don't do it justice. I've been here since the updates, and
no, we get that all the time.
The bank is crazy. For those who think it's not a bank, it's a bank.
Oh yeah, dude, when my kids get up here and go down it on their bikes, they like pick up some speed. So yeah, it's phenomenal fun to drive. It's just comforting knowing we've got a place that's not going to break up, and you know, it's super solid, and just the fun here is ridiculous. Like, the fun level is through the roof.
We've got more down here. So a lot of these are resembling of stickers, which you can also get on lukefink.com.
This one here is clipping. Literally says clipping, and that's a clipping zone. Most of our comps, that is a clipping zone, so it sort of made sense. part, it normally looks way nicer, but we've had a lot of wet days lately, so it's pretty much just covered in mud and shit at the moment. That's one of our stickers we do, the drifting is essential. Up garage style shibby. This part's actually super fun because before you were barely trying to get the car moving at this point, where now you're actually in a downhill, and man, you fly down into our Nico section, which this concrete here is obviously nowhere near as nice as this concrete because we did that bit ourselves. But it still holds up, it's still good. It's been there for at least 2 years now, so yeah, it's super fun. You drop your car into there, pitches up onto 3 wheels, it's like insanely good fun, and also helps a lot with drainage, and that's been a problem here for us, so it's good. But this part where we are right now, this is where the track was like super bad from the water damage from the water from next door, and concrete was the way forward. And yeah, thank you to the guys that did support us, like I said, and who do continue to support us just by coming down here and driving and coming to watch. So the next addition that we eventually want to do here does include a lot of this dirt in a hill manner. We sort of become airborne. One day.